There's one thing I never imagined I would have to do: sit beside a crying baby crow and wonder if I could keep him alive through the night. Benedict was nothing more than a tiny, fragile creature, so weak that he could barely stand. But more than 8 years later, whenever I close a door between us, Benedict still knocks on it, over and over, until I let him in. He simply refuses to be alone. And sometimes I wonder, does Benedict know that the day I found him on a street in Moscow was also the day my life changed forever? I found Benedict on a street in central Moscow. He was only a few weeks old and barely moved from the same spot. At first, I didn't know what I should do. I thought his parents might be somewhere nearby and would eventually come back for him. So I didn't rush in. I simply watched from a distance and waited. I waited. But no adult crows ever came looking for him. He was completely alone on a busy street, far too young to find food for himself and far too weak to fly away. I realized that if I kept waiting, there might eventually be nothing left to wait for. I took Benedict to a veterinarian. And that's when we learned why everything was going to be so difficult. Benedict had a very weak heart. His condition explained why he had never learned to fly. The veterinarian told me that if I released him back into the wild, his chances of surviving on his own would be extremely low. From that moment on, I knew Benedict was going to stay with me. Those first few weeks were incredibly difficult. Benedict lived on an enclosed balcony where I could keep him safe while still giving him room to watch the world outside. He needed to be fed almost every hour, day and night. There were nights when I barely slept, sitting beside him and wondering if I would still see Benedict there the next morning. Then, little by little, Benedict started getting stronger, and as his health stabilized, I began noticing something very special about him. Benedict was incredibly curious. He watched everything I did. Wherever I went, his eyes followed me. If I picked something up, he wanted to know what it was. It seemed like Benedict was constantly trying to understand everything happening around him. Before long, that curiosity turned into a bond I had never expected. Benedict started following me from room to room. If I was working, he watched me. If I left the room, Benedict found a way to follow. Sometimes I almost forgot I was living with a bird. It felt more like having a curious little companion who always wanted to know what I was doing. People often ask me if crows really recognize their names. With Benedict, the answer is yes. He knows his own name and even recognizes the names of the other birds who live with us. After Benedict, I rescued Arkasha and 2 magpies as well. Every one of them has a completely different personality, and the more time I spend with them, the more I realize that crows aren't just intelligent. They also have emotions and memories that continue to amaze me. But Benedict also has a very special personality. He is extremely attached to me, sometimes to the point of becoming jealous. Whenever Arkasha tries to come near me, Benedict may immediately fly over and chase him away. At first, I didn't understand why he reacted so strongly. But later, I learned that crows raised closely by humans can form an incredibly deep bond with the person who cared for them. So, whenever another bird gets my attention, Benedict sometimes seems to feel as though he's being left behind. There were times when he would chase Arkasha away simply because he didn't want to share me. But over time, things slowly changed. Benedict and Arkasha learned to accept each other. They aren't always side by side, but every now and then I catch these small, quiet moments between them that remind me they really do care about each other. Benedict and Arkasha have never been just pets to me. They are family. Whenever a rescued crow is healthy enough to return to the wild, that is always what I hope for. But Benedict is different. His weak heart makes life in the wild far too dangerous for him. He simply cannot survive on his own the way a healthy crow can. So this place has become Benedict's entire world. The veterinarian once thought Benedict might live for only about 7 years. But then the 7th year came and went. Benedict was still here. Then the 8th year arrived. And every extra day he gets feels like a gift to me. Benedict knocks on the door. Not once, not twice. He keeps knocking until I open it. Apparently, Benedict has never accepted the idea that I should be somewhere while he is somewhere else. But what amazes me most about Benedict isn't his intelligence. It's his empathy. One day, I was so upset that I started crying. Benedict noticed me. He didn't fly away. He didn't make a fuss. He simply climbed gently into my lap and stayed there. Sometimes I look back and still can't believe that everything began with a tiny baby crow lying alone on a street in Moscow. I only intended to help him survive. I never imagined Benedict would stay with me for more than 8 years and become such a huge part of my work, my hobbies, and almost every part of my daily life. But whenever Benedict steps onto my hand and looks directly into my eyes with complete trust, I remember that tiny bird from all those years ago, the little crow I wasn't even sure would survive the night. I used to think I was the one who rescued Benedict, but after more than 8 years together, I understand something now. In his own quiet way, Benedict rescued me too.